to stay. On your path the truth unfolds, guides will whisper stories told. Let your journey now begin, in the magic let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Moon of infinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to another evening with me doing readings. We are going to get to some free reads. Please make sure if you dropped a yes/no question in the chat, you are liking the live stream. Consider that your payment for your reading. Let's see. Okay, so Amy, you're the first question. You said, has Elijah been able to look over me at all lately? What does that mean? What are you asking when you say that? Look over you? Oh, you mean like watching over you? Is that what you mean? You said he appeared in your dream last night? Like watching over you. Okay, let me see. Hold on one second. Let me pull for you as well. Okay. Alright, has Elijah been able to look over Amy at all? Watching over her. Has this happened recently? Has this happened recently? I am getting a yes. I have the 3 of Pentacles. This also feels like, Amy, that it's not just him that's looking over you. Like almost like you have a team, and if he's checking in, then the others, I don't know, maybe they're all checking in at the same time, but um it's like he's checking in with other people or something. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I got for you. Okay. So, sweeter, will Monday work in her favor? The tower is a no for me, sweeter. Joanna. Joanna, I just don't offer financial advice, but I'll pull this card for you. I am getting a yes, Queen of Pentacles. Margaret. I am getting a yes, Margaret. Justice and the Nine of Swords. Oh, his photo is next to your ancestors. Okay. Oh, that's cute. You're welcome, Amy. You're welcome, Joanna. All right, this is for Sachendra. I have a no, Three of Swords. Maureen. I'm getting a no, Maya. Ten of Swords in the Death card. Danielle still think about Gotham. Does Danielle still think about Gotham? Danielle still think about Gotham. Yes. Six of Pentacles. Does Miguel still love Jessica? King of Wands. That is a yes for me. NF. Yes, the Emperor. The Gemini. Yes, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Margaret, you are welcome. Got him. You are welcome. NF, you're welcome. Shavana, I have yes for should you give a relationship a shot? Six of Pentacles and, or sorry, Eight of Pentacles and Six of Wands. You're welcome, Gemini. Daisha. You're welcome, Shavana. Please make sure if you're dropping a yes, no question in the chat, you're liking the live stream. Consider that your payment for your question. Deja, I'm getting a no. 5 of Cups, but the King of Wands and Wheel of Fortune also came out. And this could indicate, Deja, that while there's no current energy getting into your energy, there could be karmic energy. So what I mean by that is, like, if you believe in karma or you believe in like reincarnation, like that's kind of more so what I'm picking up on, like something that you carried into this life from your last one. Nothing active now and new, but what you've carried into this one. And the King of Cups indicates that it was a masculine energy that may have done this. So that is what I have for you. Okay, so let's see. Remember, guys, if you have any follow-up questions in regards to your free yes no, donations are open. Oh my gosh, thank you for the tip, the Gemini. You're so nice. I just got a tip from the Gemini. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. You're welcome. Okay, so this is for Ray. Does cousin JW still have an issue with Ray? Does cousin JW still have an issue? There's still residual stuff going on, Ray. I have the Two of Pentacles, which is a maybe for me. But whenever we're asking yes or no question in this context and I'm getting a maybe, I do think that there could be some issues, because otherwise I would get a no. Do you get what I mean? But I asked specifically in regards to, like, will this like blow over? Like, will this person get over this? And I am getting a yes, the Magician. So I don't think there's any new beef. I don't think there's any new issues. But there probably is like residual stuff from like whatever has gone on. Daisha, you're very welcome. Have a great night. Miley says, hey, long time. Luna, how are you? I'm doing good, Smiley. We are just moving along. Can't believe how fast the year has gone by already. I feel like it's flying. It's just like crazy to me that we're like almost halfway through summer at this point. You know, just living life and working, trying to have some time for fun as well. I went to the pool today. That was nice. We have a pool in our neighborhood, but today was the first time I was able to get there all summer. We'll probably go back tomorrow. You know, hanging in there. Life is just lifing. All right, so Smiley says, should I leave my job to go to IMC? Should Smiley leave her job to go to IMC? I'm getting a yes, Smiley. The chariot. Chariot is mobility. It's saying get a move on. Move along. So that is a yes for me. You're welcome, Ray. Years flying by. Yeah, it is seriously flying by. Yeah, it was a good time. My sister is pregnant and she is scheduled to have her baby next week. So due to the nature of her delivery, she won't probably be able to go to the pool for the rest of the summer. So today was like her last day. And I was like, all right, well, let's go because I want to at least get one pool day in, before you go on maternity leave. So we did that, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I get to meet my niece next week. So that's also a lot of fun too. You're welcome, Smiley. Hi, Jay. Hey, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? I think I was on mute the whole entire time. I don't even know what the last thing was that I said. IJ, okay, give me 1 second. Oh my gosh, a BOGO. We haven't done a BOGO in a long time, IJ. That's so funny. Okay. So you got a BOGO. I am ready for you if you are. All right. So Bogo won. Oh my gosh, happy early birthday. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Okay. I hope you plan on doing something or getting something for yourself. Do you want to know what this new year will bring for you, what this new birthday year will bring, or do you want to know what to expect on your birthday? Because you said you're walking into a whole new chapter. So, what can you possibly expect? I'm assuming you mean for the year, right? Sorry. You'll probably hear me yawning a lot today. I woke up really early after having barely any sleep, and then I was in the sun for hours, so I'm a sleepy, sleepy girl over here. As my husband would say, I'm a sleepy slut. So, enjoying a chill day next year is going to be busy. Well, you should get yourself something. Get yourself something you like to eat or something you like to drink or treat yourself to like a gift or something. Like get yourself something nice. Gotta do it up. Do you have a sweet tooth? Oh, my goodness. Well, get yourself something sweet. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy. Like, I love to treat myself to something specific on my birthday. So, my husband makes really good cheesecake. He doesn't cook. Maybe if we get a grill one day, he'll grill, but he doesn't cook. And I'm the chef in our house. I cook everything. He knows how to make a bowl of cereal, heat up. If it has to do with the microwave or the air fryer, he's got it under control. He does not touch the stove. I've never seen this man cook one day in my life. And I've known him and been with him for almost 10 years. However, we did make a cheesecake once, and I had him make the filling. And all I did was literally give him the recipe. He put it together. All I did was put it in the oven and supervise basically. But he made it and it's so freaking good. So like we'll do that sometimes. You love to grill. Get yourself like a I don't know if you like seafood, but like a seafood boil and maybe like something dessert wise. I don't know. I just feel like you should make it a little extra special. There you go. There you go. Okay. So when I first started to learn how to read, I was taught I learned slash I was taught that it's important to pay attention to what's happening around you. You know, like if you get a text message from someone you haven't heard from a while and you're giving a reading, that might be an indication that that person will receive a message from someone they haven't heard in a while. Or if you hear a certain song playing, you know, overhead, if you're in a coffee shop, then that song might indicate some kind of message. Or really just paying attention to any kind of just any kind of messages that come through that are like synchronicities. And I'm seeing a lot of pentacles in your reading. And what's funny is I got a email and I thought it was another donation, but it was actually like my bank telling me that my credit score has been updated. And then I also have an ad on here for Credit Karma. So I don't know if this would apply to you or not, but it is kind of just this weird thing that I thought about, that as soon as I started doing your reading and seeing all these pentacles, that I'm starting to see stuff about credit and improvements and things like that. So you strike me as someone who already does have really good credit, but there could be more this year where credit is like a factor, where credit is going to play in a big role in like the plans that you have. It could be something that you're trying to keep like high, or you could even be in a position where you're trying to improve your credit. But I almost feel like this year brings about certain things that happen where it's like credit is affected or credit is used or something along those lines. So this could be you working to improve credit. This could be you using credit to get something like a new car, or maybe a new place to live where they run your credit, or buying a house seems like a lot, but you get what I mean. It's like, not that you necessarily are going to do those things, but I almost feel like Spirit is saying that that you should just pay a close attention to your credit, I guess. Make sure that you're keeping it up, because I think that it's going to benefit you in the long run in that department. You said next year I turn 40. It's going to be a whole experience. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'm on a mission to improve every aspect of my life right now. That's perfect. Melissa Cornett, hello and welcome in. Our free list is closed, friend. Donations are open if you'd like to donate. The yes, no questions are only $5. So if you want to do that, you can. So that's first and foremost, okay? You also have Ace of Pentacles, IJ, so I feel like either promotion or unexpected income. This could come from a refund from like health insurance or car insurance. It's okay. Refund from like car insurance, health insurance. Sometimes you'll get like money back from these places. Don't really worry too much about how it's going to get to you or when it's going to get to you, but this speaks to like bonuses, promotions that have a pay bump or a raise, and then just like unexpected checks in the mail from maybe some place that has overcharged you, or like credits. Again, here's the credit word, but this is in a different way. Credits on your account where you overpaid or you were overcharged, that you will get refunded. So I feel like money is going to be a big aspect here. Do I feel like this next year is going to be like huge? Not necessarily. I do think that, as you mentioned, your 40s are more going to be where things really start to change for you. But this is almost like the closing of a chapter, if that makes sense. It's the 9 year. And that's always like tying up loose ends, shedding like the last minute stuff before you start over into a new decade. So yeah, so I feel like you're not going to necessarily feel like your whole entire life is different a year from now. You're not going to be looking back and going like, wow. But I think you are going to be seeing those improvements and those changes, definitely. You also have the Eight of Wands, which speaks to like movement. It speaks to incoming news, good news, no blocks. I really love to see the Eight of Wands when we are talking about how a year is going to look, because it indicates to me that anything that you want to achieve, you can make happen without much resistance from the external circumstances. The Magician is here, which fully backs that up for me. The Magician is like when you are manifesting, when you are making shit happen. And I think sometimes people can say, oh, well, I want to manifest this or I want to manifest that. And you feel like things just keep getting in the way and you're not quite sure. With the Eight of Wands, it really says to me that, truth be told, whatever you want to make happen this year, go for it. Because the Eight of Wands indicating no blocks makes me feel like you are up against the least resistance right now to achieve the things that you want. Things will unlock easier, things will happen for you more simply, and it won't be so difficult. So, for example, if you have to apply for a loan this year, this might be the year to do it. If you want to, put an offer in on a house, this is a good year to do it. If you want to travel, this is a good year to do it. You might find discounts and coupons and things like that when traveling and ways to save money. It just might be like one of those years where things kind of just open up for you and you don't feel like you're being met with a lot of difficulty. Like, I don't really feel like there's going to be a lot of challenges this year when it comes to manifesting the things that you want. We also have two queens here. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. This is wife energy. All right. This could be the girl that you ask about. And the Queen of Cups speaks to me and says, I'm unlocking more emotion. So there could be like some revealing of some sort of feelings here. Maybe this is the year where you guys really kind of start to open up to each other about the admiration. And as I say that, oh my God. As I say that, I pulled the Two of Cups and the Six of Pentacles at the same time. And Six of Pentacles talks about reciprocation, giving and receiving of information. And then I have the Two of Cups, which speaks to romance and relationships and couples and things like that. And they came out together. So yeah, I feel like that's confirmation. I feel like this is more like you guys kind of putting yourself out there and saying, hey, I like you, you seem like a really cool person. And maybe just getting those feelings out there, and it looks mutual. It looks like it's coming from both directions. I also see you prioritizing your rest, whatever that means for you. This could just be getting on a better sleep schedule. It could also mean your vacation time, maybe utilizing more PTO to be spending more time with yourself. Maybe you're feeling inspired to like go on vacations or go on different trips or things like that, or even do a staycation, even where you have some mental health days back to back. You said, I feel incredibly open to life right now and it feels good. That makes me so happy to hear. The Four of Swords does sometimes speak to the need for rest. If you aren't doing it yourself, the universe will do it for you. It's not coming out with a tower. It's not coming out with like the Three of Swords or something. But sometimes the Four of Swords can come after you having like, I don't do medical stuff, but like sometimes the Four of Swords will come through like if someone sprains their ankle. And it's like, okay, you need to take a break. You need to take it easy. You know what I mean? Or after someone gives birth, or after someone is hospitalized, or after someone is having a tough time mentally. So it doesn't mean that anything like that is going to happen to you, but the Four of Swords just warrants like the need to prioritize rest. And so we're not going to speak anything like this out into the universe. We are going to say, just making sure that, you're not up all night, all hours of the night, unless that's your schedule and like you work at night or something. But just making sure that you're turning down, at night. You're turning down. You are preparing yourself for sleep. You are giving yourself that opportunity to get more rest throughout your night. Or again, this could just indicate more of like a like a rest because you're using PTO to go do more things that you want to do that feed your soul, if that makes sense. You said you had a 6-year forced rest after an accident. Oh my God. 6 years? You need better sleep at night. Yeah. They're like turn it down. Like turn down service. Like they want you to make sure that you get yourself like a little routine. And then lastly, I have the 6 of Wands, which speaks to you feeling more appreciated in your everyday moments, maybe getting some kind of recognition through your profession or your career. It could also indicate feeling more desired in this year, feeling like you are a standout this year. Your people are more receptive to you. This could also indicate like some secret admirers. But essentially looking really good to the people in your life, looking like you're getting that recognition that you deserve or that more people are noticing you. It's essentially just kind of you being in the spotlight a little bit and like more people being very positively receptive to that. Routine for your future. Exactly. My God, I don't think I knew that though about the 6-year forced rest after an accident. That's wild. You're doing more core belief work to feel fulfilled. That's awesome. I love that for you. You were hit head on in a car accident, and minor errors after created more setbacks. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. That is like, that's a huge life event right there. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're doing better now, but wow, that's wild. Brother 2 NF has been pulling on my energy today. Curious as to why. Oh, you're welcome. Knight of Cups. So I don't think that she's really someone. Okay, let me reverse. I think she is someone who really enjoys her own company. I think she feels she gets to know herself better. She feels more secure. If she does things on her own, she feels good, more confident, things like that. So I think that she's fine, but maybe today feeling a little bit more particularly lonely, which I don't think really happens to her very often. But the first card being a romance card means that she was probably in the mindset of feeling more romantic. This could potentially be that she went somewhere where she's seeing a lot of couples, a lot of people like holding hands, spending time together, and I don't think that that's really something that particularly gets to her. Again, I don't feel like she's like someone who's just lonely all the time. I think being on her own is like empowering, but at the same time, I think today she was leaning more into that like lonely feeling of like, you know, being on my own most days is totally fine and even preferred, but today I was kind of getting in my feels. Today I was getting a little more disappointed. You know, the Four of Cups is here, and it speaks to boredom. It speaks to disappointment. It speaks to, like, we're not super happy, but we're also not sad either. We just are kind of melancholy. We are, we feel like maybe things could be better today. And with the Knight of Cups, it makes me feel like she's more of maybe in the romantic mindset of like longing and wishing and wanting, a partner to do things with. Um, Two of Wands is here. She's got the world in her hands, and she's got one wand in her hand as well, almost like a walking stick, we'll call it. But then there's a walking stick next to her that isn't owned by anyone. No one is using it. And so I think it's just making her realize like how single she is, I guess you could say. Almost like she's looking at the world saying like, I want to discover more of you, and here I am like with my walking stick, but where's my partner? And this is his walking stick, and like he's not here. He doesn't have it. So feeling her heavy in your energy today doesn't surprise me, because she often associates you with that partnership and wanting to experience more of that like romantic side of herself, especially because you make her feel seen, acknowledged, appreciated, supported. The Six of Wands is here, and as I mentioned in your last reading, it speaks to people being really receptive to you, you kind of being in the spotlight, like people seeing you and appreciating you and recognizing you, wanting to be a part of your life, giving you all the roses. And I think sometimes that comes with perks and benefits of like confidence boost and things like that, but she doesn't necessarily need to be externally validated. And it's almost like, people say the expression it's lonely at the top. Like that's kind of how I feel for her, is that she has a lot of admirers, not necessarily romantic ones, but just people in general, really like following her, really like following her journey, reaching out to her close friends, acquaintances, whatever it may be. But she's like, it's lonely at the top. Like she's like, it's, I'm off doing all of these things and people think I have this like grand life, but I really want my person. I really want my person to like do these things with. And where are they? And the Empress is here indicating to me that she's observing herself and viewing herself more and more as a wife. So the Empress is like the wife and mother card specifically. It speaks to her feeling very well tapped into her divine feminine energy, not necessarily. I mean, I'm not saying she's definitely still taps into her masculine for sure. Um, she has to right now, but it makes me feel like she's loving her feminine side. Like she's probably doing work with her womb, if that makes sense. She may be working with her womb. They have like holistic practices where you do that and kind of ready your body for pregnancy. Um, so I feel like she's kind of like I'm almost getting like working with her womb, doing like dances, like getting more into her body, if that makes sense. Like I feel getting more sensual. And this can also make her feel that like she wants a partner because when you're exploring yourself in that way and you're tapping into your divine feminine and you're feeling beautiful and you're feeling sensual and you're feeling confident and you're like, well, where is my masculine that I can share this with? So I can kind of understand her perspective with that. But yeah, I mean, I think particularly today she was coming from a place. Yeah, so I was like, I feel like I feel her dancing. That's cute. That's cute. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like she's like trying to get like back in her body and like really like get her power and like own her sexuality. I don't know. Like there's just something here about like just tapping more into that divine feminine. So specifically today why you were feeling her pulling on your energy was this more like longing for romance and feeling a little bit lonely on her own today, which I want to stress she doesn't always feel, but maybe today it was just a little heavier than others. Does that answer your question? What was she talking about with dancing? Yeah, definitely. You're welcome. Oh, that's so sweet. I totally missed the comment where you said kind of feels like a gilded cage at times. She posted a throwback song and said one of her favorite dances she still does from time to time. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Yeah, IJ, I really feel like I tap into her energy really well. I don't know why that is, but there's been so many times where like I'll pick up on something and then you're like, yeah, she literally posted about that, or yeah, she was just there, or I don't know, it's just wild to me how that happens. Yeah, it is cool. You're welcome, IJ. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Hey girl, I'm doing good. How are you? Just hanging out. I saw you sent a donation. It looks like for an in-depth reading. Is that right? We are doing donations only, Kazay, and also I'm working on Mystic right now, who donated. So Mystic, since I've got you down for an in-depth reading, did you have a specific question? Or did you want like a love spread, or what can I do for you? Oh, you're good. I just wanted to make sure you were still around. I was asking you if you had a specific question for me tonight for your in-depth reading, or were you donating for a love spread? Oh, not a love spread. Okay. Would your father try to hurt your cat? It's a weird question, but I don't trust him. Okay, let me see. Let me see what I can do for you. Alright, would her brother try to hurt the cat? Yeah, Mystic, I would not trust this. I would not trust this person at all. Okay, so I have the Ace of Wands, but I'm using the traditional Rider Waite. So actually, let me pull up the pictures on the screen. Hold on a second. I'm gonna take a picture of what I'm looking at just so you can kind of see. And then, because you're gonna see what I mean, because with this specific deck, it just looks different. So, one second here. Okay, so this is the cards I've pulled so far, and the very first card out was the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands typically is a good card, but it can speak to passion, it could speak to fiery energy, it could speak to kind of getting a hot head rather quickly because you're kind of fueled with like how you're specifically feeling. And I don't know if you're specifically like asking in a violent way. Like, I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get like something bad happen to my live stream. But if you're asking that specifically, it doesn't look great because the Ace of Wands is like someone's holding like a bat or a stick or a switch or something along those lines. And then I also have the Nine of Swords, which speaks to a lot of anxiety around something that you love, if that makes sense. And the pages do speak to immaturity, as you mentioned, immaturity and childish. Pages are definitely very immature. It's not well pictured here on the screen, but underneath the Seven of Swords, do you see like the yellow card with like the guy and he's holding swords and he's kind of like walking off? Underneath that is the Tower, and those two cards came out together. Hey, lovely, that sounds great. We will get to you next. You will be next. And the Tower indicates like sudden, but in the Tower indicates like sudden, and the Seven of Swords indicates betrayal. So like those two cards together to me say sudden betrayal. Like unexpected betrayal, sudden betrayal, something that kind of like throws your life off its axis a bit. And the Seven of Pentacles indicates that this is something that's been building over time. So this could be like frustration that's been building over time, annoyance that's been building over time, that kind of thing. So with these cards here, especially with the Tower and the Seven of Swords coming out together, it's making me feel like you need to like protect your cat as much as possible. There could even be something going on where there could be almost like, I'm not gonna say, well, here's the devil. I'm not gonna say like, I feel like he can be disturbing the cat, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like he might not outright be doing something specifically to your cat, but might be kind of like making the cat feel very uncomfortable and making the cat feel very intimidated, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm getting so hungry all of a sudden. So yeah, I feel like your cat feels very uncomfortable as well in his presence too. Hey Sully, thank you for the donation. Your cat runs every time she sees him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like your cat's very uncomfortable around him. I think, like I said, I don't think I don't want to necessarily accuse him of having already done something at this point, but there could be, when you don't like an animal, you can just be mean to them, even if you're not outright hurting them. You can like yell at them and push them away and like just make them feel unwanted. And there could be like some intimidation factor that's happening here surrounding your cat. So I'm not gonna say something has happened already or something, like I just wouldn't trust the energy because your cat, I feel like, is trying to tell you something. You know what I mean? So I wanted to throw the picture on the screen for you just so you can see, because with the specific deck I was using, I wanted you to see how the cards laid out visually. I thought that was important for the reading. He pretends like he likes her in front of you, but she'll run when she sees him. Yeah, so it's yeah. I would just say, I mean, I don't know what you can do. That's like the tough part. I don't really know if there's something specifically that you can do. Besides like keeping the cat away, which might require you to leave where you're physically at so that he can't have contact with her. You need to move out, exactly. He's mentally sick. Oh my goodness. That's tough. Mystic, well, hopefully that answers your question and gives you a little more clarity on what your next steps should be. If it were me, I wouldn't trust it. And I gotta be honest, I don't really ever see the Tower and the Seven of Swords coming out together like that. I could maybe count a handful of times, and I've been doing this since 2019, that something like that has come out together in that way. If that's even ever happened. You're welcome. Okay. I had to grab a yogurt, guys. I suddenly got so hungry. It's bad energy, you're right. But Mystic, good luck with that. I hope you're able to get yourself out of this situation ASAP. So, lovely. I have you down for an in-depth reading. Are we doing a specific question, or did you want a love spread? All right, so Sully, we're gonna give Lovely another minute or two to come back. Oh, hey. Hey, girl, hey. Oh, you're good. But Sully, I have you. You said you wanted an in-depth reading and a yes/no question. So, Sully, if you want to post now, feel free to do so. And I can hold on to your question for when it's your turn because you'll be next. Perfect. All right, energy check-in. How is Mike feeling? How is Mike feeling towards Lovely? How's Mike feeling? The Knight of Swords came up again, which it came up in what was it? I think it was in your reading I did yesterday. And I remember feeling like that was like an impulse. Like he was just like he feels like so called to connect with you and like rush towards you. Is that ringing a bell when I said that? Yes, okay. So that's kind of how I feel right now is where he's at the moment. But we're gonna start at the top of the reading here. I was putting Mystic's picture on the screen, and then I was like, you know what, I can do that for the last couple of people that are on here right now. So let me do that real quick. Okay. So it should load in just a second. All right, so this is the reading. What I was gathering from the top row is almost like how he's perceiving you. And then like the second, like the lower half is more like his feelings towards you and what's going on in his head. So how he is perceiving you is he's saying like you are moving forward and he's not. Now, that doesn't mean self-development wise he's not moving forward. He just feels like you're moving on without him and he feels like he's stuck wanting you, like stuck longing for you. At the bottom of the deck I have the Hanged Man. And so while your self-development is progressing and so is his, he still feels like stuck in that place. He still feels stuck in the like moment of, I guess, breaking things off with you. And the one thing that's kind of coming to mind right now, and this might be a little morbid, but like I'm sorry, it's the message. So there's a show called Young Sheldon. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there is a scene which he loses his dad, which is not a spoiler because if you watch Big Bang Theory, then you know that he's passed away. But it was such an emotional scene for a sitcom where he unexpectedly, very suddenly lost his dad. And that whole entire episode, all he was doing was replaying over and over different scenarios in which he actually acknowledged his dad before he left for work that morning. And it was like a heart-wrenching sitcom, and it could be because it kind of hit home for my husband and I, but at the same time it was like a hard watch, and it was like multiple scenes. I want to say like 5 or 10 different scenes where he's thinking about that morning that he, rode with him to work, or acknowledged him at breakfast, or just had a conversation with him. And he's like, he's just having these moments where he's like replaying all the ways in which he wished that morning actually played out. And why I'm saying this is because I feel like he is doing that. I feel like he's stuck in that place, and mentally he's thinking like there are 10 different ways that this could have played out better than it did. And it's kind of speaking to the guilt. It's kind of speaking to the grief and the loss of you. It's kind of speaking to the regret that he constantly is replaying in his head different scenarios that possibly could lead you guys to still be in communication, to still be talking, to maybe stop what had happened that day from happening. And that's why I'm sharing this analogy, because that's how spirit is showing it to me, because that's like how I would recognize it. So I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say there, but I feel like he's kind of stuck in that place, right? So he's just replaying these scenarios over and over and over again, and like thinking to himself, if it was like this, that would have been better. Even if it was like this, that would have been better. If it was like this, it would have been better. And like, I think he is trying to bridge the gap between what did happen and what could have happened with what will happen. So for a time, and even maybe up until recently, he's in that loop in his mind about you. But at the same time, also simultaneously, there's fantasies of, if he got a chance again, what would he do differently? How would he win you back? How would he prove that he's changed? So needless to say, you're in his mind quite a bit, but he's viewing you as like the 3 of Wands. You're expanding, you're growing, you're changing, and he feels stuck, the Hanged Man, which is not pictured, but it's at the bottom of the deck. So his energy is stuck, still stagnancy. And he's looking at you as like the Queen of Swords, observant, watchful, protective, cautious, hesitant when it comes to him. And the 8 of Cups is like, he's watching you turn your back on him. Okay. So, I'm feeling like he feels the only way that he can potentially get to you is maybe through your own intuition with the High Priestess. So if you guys ever talked about the fact that you do readings, or that you're a spiritual person, or you use tools of divination, or if he knows that aspect about you, this might even ramp him up a little bit more to try to connect with you energetically. So as far as his perception of you, so now we're looking at the second half of the reading, he feels very restricted. He feels like you are anybody would want you. He looks at you, you know how they say America's sweetheart, someone who's conventionally attractive, someone that everybody would think is attractive, that's how he feels you are. Okay, he feels like you have it all. You turn heads, you told him you could pick up on people's energy, so he feels like, well, what do I have to offer her, because she like could literally have any person that she wants. This is how he is viewing you, okay? But underneath the Queen of Wands, there's still that Ace of Wands. There's still that passion. There's still that chemistry that he feels for you. There's still that attraction, this fiery, like, gusto, if you will, where he's thinking to himself, like, I can't really move on from this until I know I've given it my all. And the Five of Swords, as we know, speaks to like winning at all costs. So I really feel between the Five of Swords and the Knight of Swords, this is him saying, I'm going to fight for this. Like, I'm going to put my effort into this as much as I possibly can. And while he's may not be super prepared, maybe there might be, he could even prematurely come forward if he's missing you too much or if he's wanting to communicate with you. But I think that he's trying to have self-restraint, which is why the Eight of Swords is here. Because as we all know, the Eight of Swords is like self-imposed restriction. It's like something he's doing to himself to try to have some self-control or restraint. But at the same time, with all this swords energy, it does make me feel like there's a very real possibility he will just reach out to you out of impulse. But it indicates like a fight. It indicates vigor and zest and enthusiasm to try to see if he can win you back. So that is the energy. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I said. And also, if there's anything you want to add on for before I move on to Sully. You said this, girl, this makes a lot of sense. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, you're very welcome, lovely. All right, so we are done with lovely for the night. So Sully, let's pop you up on the screen real quick. Have a good night, lovely. Thank you again. All right, Sully says, is there any love interest coming back into my life? So Sully, this is your yes, no question. Is that right? Is there any love interest coming back into her life? Oh, this is your detailed. Okay. Thanks, girl. See you later. Just curious because all the general cancer reads have hinted to that lately. Okay. Okay. So this is the reading that I have for you. Um, it's interesting how you worded it in regards to you said coming back into your life. So that feels like to me that there is someone coming back in. I don't know if there's someone from your past that you're specifically looking for, but the Eight of Cups, the top card, the top row, far left, the Eight of Cups normally talks about walking away. It talks about moving on, starting something new, healing. And the Eight of Cups in reverse speaks to hanging on, not being able to move on from someone's energy, not being able to move forward, and like wanting maybe potentially to rekindle something of the past. We have the Emperor energy here, and to me that feels almost like someone like a strong kind of character. The Emperor can sometimes speak to like a very significant relationship. It can speak to someone that you were in love with or that you potentially thought you were going to marry, because the Emperor is kind of like husband material, so it can speak to like lifelong partnerships, significant others, things like that. So asking if something is coming back into your life, I don't even know if that's how you meant to frame the question, love interest coming back, but I am getting a yes. I do feel like someone is returning from your past. Okay. When you said that the general reads have hinted to that, is this aligning with what you've been getting in the Cancer reads, that it's someone from the past coming back into your life? Okay, you said yes, it is. I usually take them with a grain of salt. That's why I got a reading. Okay. So, what you're probably looking for is okay, good. Confirmation that what I'm seeing is aligning with the reads you've been getting. So number 1, yes, I'm feeling past energy. I'm especially seeing that besides the 8 of cups, I'm seeing that with the reversal of the 2 of wands in the top right corner, because the 2 of wands upright speaks to like making plans for the future, moving forward. Again, that's one of those cards and it's in reverse. So it's almost like double confirmation that someone's not moving on and like planning to return back into your life. What is this outcome is the question I think you want to know. I think you, as you said, take them with a grain of salt, but I think you're going to be treading very lightly, very cautiously, protecting your energy with like the 4 of Pentacles, and maybe only giving back to this person what they're giving to you. So a lot of matching energy, and the 7 of Pentacles is saying like, I'll know when I see it, or I'll believe it when I see it. And the Queen of Swords is in there, but it's a little covered up. This talks to you just being more in the observation energy when it comes to this person. Like, you're being protective of yourself, you're being cautious, you're saying, I'm not gonna fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. One of those things where it's just like, I think this person might have really let you down in a way. Now, I pulled 2 more cards just for the outcome of this reading, and I got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles upright. What I can tell you is this person is coming back better. They're coming back better. They're moving differently. You will appreciate their effort. You will feel like things are different. You will feel like things have changed. I feel like this person is wanting to put in more effort. It doesn't mean that they haven't battled all their demons, okay? That they are like this most perfect person at this point. But I do feel like they are trying to come back in with a different approach, with a different mindset, wanting to make you feel maybe more appreciated. The Five of Pentacles upright can interpret as like this person may have like left you behind, abandoned you, left you in the cold, made you feel like you weren't enough, made you question the relationship. And the Five of Pentacles in reverse indicates that that's a wrong that he's trying to correct. The two people I can think of is a Scorpio man who is very significant in my life, or a Pisces, but we weren't serious. If I were to guess, I would say, hey Virgo, welcome in. I would say it's the Scorpio, because we have the Emperor card here. And remember, I was talking about this is a significant other. This is someone that was really important to you, that you could potentially have seen a life with. That's the Emperor card. The Emperor card's like the husband, you know. So that's what it feels like for me. It's just basically like the marriage card, essentially, the Emperor. It's like one half of the marriage card. So if I were to lean one direction, I would say it's the Scorpio. But yes, hopefully that gave you confirmation and like answer some questions that you had about this. But I know that you also have a yes/no question that you wanted to ask. So if you're ready, I can shuffle for that now. All right, so SB, I have you next. I have you down for an in-depth reading, it looks like. Oh, and you put your question on the donation. Perfect. For the yes or no, is it the Pisces that's coming back? Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Well, let's just double confirm here. This one, since it's a quick yes or no, I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I'll let you know what card I pulled, okay? All right. Is this the Pisces that's coming back to Sully, please? Is this the Pisces that's coming back to Sully? Please show me a yes or a no. Is this the Pisces that's coming back to Sully, yes or no? Holy crap. Wow. Okay. So this is wild. This is wild. Because when I was reading your question in regards to like two people, I was like, it could be both people. Okay. But I was leaning towards the Scorpio because of the Emperor. But I'm getting yes to your question. I'm getting the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups, which is like appreciation, recognition, and the Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. So, or like something working out for you, or, you know, you being able to give another opportunity with this person if you wanted it. So maybe it is both. Maybe it's both. Like, I mean, I'm getting a yes for the Pisces, so that feels like for sure confirmed for me. But at the same time, I was picking up more of that Scorpio significant other connection. So yeah, I'm getting a yes. Six of Wands, Nine of Cups. I asked what Pisces, although Scorpio was more serious. He's another connection. Oh, he's engaged. Interesting. Well, I'm getting a yes. So Sully, that is what I have for you, but for future reference, just in regards to readings, you can see that Nightbot just posted. I typically don't answer third-party questions. If you are the person in the relationship and you're asking about someone else that may be interfering with your relationship, that's fine. But if we know someone is involved with someone else, like if there's an official relationship, engagement, or marriage, I typically don't answer questions pertaining to that. That's just my personal practice. And so there's nothing wrong with what happened here tonight, but just for future reference, just know that that's what my practice is. So I likely would not want to continue answering questions about the Pisces moving forward just because he is engaged, as you said, or they are engaged. That's fine. I wasn't going to ask further about Scorpio. I didn't think these were third party related. Okay. Oh, Pisces is single. Scorpio's engaged. Okay. So I had it backwards. Cool. No worries. I understand. That's why you were wanting to know about the Pisces, because you're saying the Scorpio is in another connection. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I read that wrong. Yes, you can ask about the Pisces all you want. So yeah, we'll keep it at bay with the Scorpio vibes. All right, you're welcome, Sully. You're very, very welcome. Thank you so much. I enjoyed doing your reading tonight. And hopefully we see you back. All right, working on my last reading of the night for Virgo. All right, Virgo, let's do this for you. Virgo, we are shuffling for your question now. All right, Virgo. So here's your reading. You are dealing with a very, very practical and logical person. I think sometimes that swords energy, it's very mental. And I think a lot of the times it can make you overthink or overcompensate or like talk yourself in circles or make yourself question things. I feel like King of Swords energy is like logical, but not in a like King of Pentacles kind of way. King of Pentacles is very methodical. They move slow. They think through their actions. They never want to be wrong. They always want to make the right choice. King of Swords can be very much in your head. While you're logical and while you're intelligent, you can really confuse yourself if you dwell too much on something. So that's the energy that he's in. And I feel like he allows for inconveniences. He allows for the practical facts, the logistics of things to get in the way of your connection sometimes. So it's like if he was coming from like a heart space, if he was coming from a place of leaning into that emotion and, saying, you know what, screw it, I'm going to be a hopeless romantic. I'm going to just lean into this connection. That would be one thing. But I don't think you're dealing with someone with that energy, at least at this time. There's a lot of cards here indicating distraction for me. 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 10 of Wands. So, and those cards also equal like effort and work being applied. So this could be like his job being a factor here, getting in the way of your connection. And he's focusing a lot on that. 8 of Pentacles specifically is about work. 7 of Pentacles is about working, but hoping that eventually it will pay off or be worth it in the end. 10 of Wands talks about working, but you're carrying a burden. You feel like things are very heavy. So for you, you said that like you feel like you guys are distant. I don't think this is going unnoticed for him either. I think this is something that he's acknowledging here. And while you may feel distant, he's feeling it as well. And this may be something that he wants to carry himself. Like meaning that if, how do I word this? If something it doesn't go right in your connection, he wants to accept responsibility for it. He wants to feel like this is not on you. The 10 of Wands is kind of like carrying that burden and saying like, here, like, let me carry this for you. Let me carry this load for you. As far as his feelings for you, we have the 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Those two things speak to still having significant feelings for you. The 4 of Wands is the marriage card. A lot of times it tells me that this person still has in their mind that they want to take things to the next level. The Wheel of Fortune indicates like no matter how things go, he still wants to have hope, I guess you can say. Or he feels like this is meant to be. The Wheel of Fortune's very like divine intervention. It's luck, it's chance, it's fate, it's destiny, it's karma, it's contracts, it's like everything that you can't really explain. And so I think that is how he feels about you. It is like no matter timing, no matter careers, no matter challenges, no matter distance, no matter whatever proximity, like I feel like he's saying like I can't really explain it. Like our connection is like beyond explanation. I also have the 2 of the 2 of Pentacles. I'm working on yours right now, actually, Virgo. We're working on you, friend. You might want to scroll back a little bit. I want to say I started a few minutes ago. You also have the Two of Pentacles. So this can speak to like wishy-washy energy as well. It can mean one foot in, one foot out. It can mean that your connection is still having a hard time being stabilized from his perspective. I feel that with the Four of Cups, he's dissatisfied with how things are right now. The Four of Cups could even indicate that he's a bit it's like he's not in the position to like notice the good, you know. I think he might like the traditional definition of the Four of Cups is that you're being given something really, really great, but you're too distracted and worried about too many other things to notice that this really great thing is right here in your face. It's like right under your nose this whole time. You're too busy focusing on the other things that you don't have or the other things that you want. And instead of like paying attention to what's in front of you, that's the energy. So that's what it can feel like with your connection, is that he's focusing on too many other things right now instead of where his attention should be, and that's on your relationship. He reached out today, but it was a text where I didn't need to reply, so I left it alone. He said he started school and has been busy, but I don't know. It's kind of dry. That makes sense, especially if you go back to the beginning, because I was talking about how he's working a lot, or there's multiple cards here of like him being very busy and being very distracted. You know, I feel like he's allowing too easily for things to kind of get in the way of your connection. I almost feel like with the Wheel of Fortune card, like him wanting to let divine intervention take course is almost like him saying, if it's not easy, I don't want to force it. But in situations like this, you really want someone to fight for the connection, and I don't think he's in that energy. I think he's more so focused on like the other things going on in his life right now. So, you know, Virgo, this person, you might even be growing bored of this for now, to be honest, because like the Four of Cups talks about boredom as well. I think opening yourself up to other connections is definitely good. You know, I can't help but root for you and this person just because it's been going on for so long, and you know, in the core of it all, the foundation of your relationship is that you'll always be the one for him, and maybe he'll always be the one for you, and like you guys always find yourself coming back to each other. But at the same time, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to explore other connections that might fulfill you and satisfy you in ways that this person you're asking about can't right now, or question if they ever will. All right, girl. Well, that is what I have for you. I am all caught up on my list, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. However, if there's anything you want to comment on or any feedback on this reading, feel free to send me a message on Instagram, and I will talk to you later.